Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika, the channel where we make designing tutorials, everything about designing. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at how to make a custom gradients in the Photoshop. This is a Photoshop tutorial again. Welcome back guys. I'm gonna show you step-by-step tutorial on how to make your own custom gradient in the Photoshop. So without further ado, let's get started with that. Before go park, consider clicking the like button guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video future, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. Whenever I'm gonna upload the videos, you're gonna get notified about it. If you are a creative person looking forward to make money online, then I have another channel where I talk a lot about making money online as a creative person, as an artist. The link is in the description box below. You can very well visit our website www.globocreative.com for cool freebies, free graphics, free stuff. The link is in the description box below. You can also join our Globo Creative Club membership that we're going to give you every single month. Amazing Photoshop textures, patterns, brushes, shapes and gradients that you could very well use for creating your own design. Full commercial license is available. The link is in the description box below. You can very well join the membership to receive every month these cool Photoshop tools. Without further ado, let's get started with this tutorial. And also guys, keep one thing in mind, there are so many ways in which you can make your own custom gradient. I'm gonna show you one of the method in this tutorial, so let's talk about it. Okay guys, currently we are in the Photoshop. You can clearly see that. So I'm gonna be picking up a new white canvas for making our own custom gradient in the Photoshop. So I'm gonna click over to the file, click over to the new. You can choose whatever file size you want for your canvas. It depends on you, whatever dimensions that you want to choose. I'm gonna keep it as 2000 by 2000 pixels, 72 resolution, RGB color mode. You can choose a particular background color or keep it as a white. It entirely depends on you. Then simply click OK, and here we are with the new white canvas. Now I'm gonna be proceeding and using some gradient tools, and then I'm gonna show you how to actually save that gradient in your Photoshop. So we're gonna use the gradient tool right now. Now some of the gradients you're already gonna get from the Photoshop, because Photoshop has a default gradients for you. You can very well use these gradients to create your own gradient. It depends on you, and you're gonna see there's a toggle button over there, and you're gonna see an options over here, the new gradients or the gradients that you can very well import in your Photoshop. If you have in your desktop, you can very well import it as well. So I'm gonna be importing one of mine. So these are some gradients that I created using the Photoshop itself. So I'm gonna be using them over here, and I'm gonna just use them. So here we are. These are some gradients that I created. So I'm gonna use one of them, and we're gonna proceed further for creating our own gradients. I'm actually loading them into my own Photoshop for using them. You can very well import it out. So first I'm showing you how to actually import the gradients if you have in your desktop. So that's the way to actually import it. Now you can very well use the different stuffs over here, like the different mode you are having. You can use an exclusion, difference, or subtract, or different modes you can use for creating your gradient. You can see the different options you're getting over here, the different alignments that you want. Then you can also choose the opacity of that particular gradient, how you want it to be. Once you have done with all the different options, now we're going to proceed further to actually create our own particular gradient. So what do you have to do? You just need to drag the cursor in a particular direction to create that particular gradient, and that's what we have done. So I've actually dragged them, and I'm dragging it again until I'm kind of like satisfied with the way I want my gradient to look as an end design. You can also use the auto tone option in the image option that I'm gonna be using auto tone, and you can see how it's actually auto toning our gradient that we have used. Until you're satisfied with that, keep on repeating the process and make that gradient just drag down to the particular canvas and then get the end result. Now I'm gonna be changing the mode over here, and I'm gonna be using a different mode. You can keep the mode same, it depends on you. Okay, there are so many ways in which you can approach it. This is just one of the way. So I'm gonna again drag it down, and again gonna create. So this time I'm creating this particular stuff. So now I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna be actually using the auto tone option again to see how it actually looks until I'm done with the kind of the end result that I want for the gradient. I'm gonna use the different modes and use the auto tone option until I'm done with that. So I'm gonna again drag it down, and again we're gonna see a different kind of the gradients over here. Again I'm gonna use an auto tone option in the image option, and you could see the different stuffs that you could repeat the process until you're done with that. So I'm gonna repeat the process. So you could see I've actually created this particular color by dragging and dropping, auto toning, and using different modes in the Photoshop itself. You can just repeat the process. You can also step backward if you see that you want to go backward and use that particular option. I'm gonna again use a different mode over here, and this will going to create a green and yellow kind of like a gradient over here. Again, I'm gonna use a different mode, and then I'm gonna be drag them again. And again, I'm going to repeat the process. It's kind of like I'm repeating the process again and again until I want the end result of my gradient the way I want to. And then I'm going to practically define in the Photoshop for using as a Photoshop gradients. So this is the kind of the end result you could see, but still I'm not satisfied. So I've actually used a different gradient over here to make something else. So I'm going to go back over to the option, the auto tone in the image option. And you could see how it's actually auto toning our particular gradient that we have used. It might be taking you a little bit more time than you thought because you have to see the end result that you want for your gradient. So be okay with that. Now I think that I'm kind of like reaching to a point where I feel like my gradient is looking the way I want to actually save in the Photoshop. So this is the one I'm actually created by using the different modes, auto tone option again and again, and also changing the gradients in between to get the end result. So I think I'm happy the way it's actually looking over here. I'm having the different colors kind of like equally mixed well together. Once you're done with that, you have to actually go over to the option file and save your gradient as a JPEG, PNG, or whatever file format you want to save it. So you could very well proceed further, and you can name your file and choose the file format that you want for that particular gradient, and then you could use it as a design for your own personal or for business purpose or commercial purpose. It depends on you. So I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And then simply click save. So I've actually saved this particular gradient as a design file. Now what I'm going to do next, I want to save it as a gradient as well. So I'm going to go over to this particular option, the gradients. I'm going to go over to the toggle button. Here you are getting a pretty much a different option. You can see the save gradients option, load gradients. So I'll just gonna go over to this toggle button again to show you what you have to do. Then I'm gonna go over to the option, the save gradients, and then I'm gonna be going over to the particular window, a particular bar or this particular pop-up window will going to appear. Then you have to name your gradient, whatever name you want to give. And the format of this particular gradient would be .grd. Okay, you can't change the format because that is the format or the ideal or default format of your gradient. And boom, we have actually saved our gradient. So in the beginning of the tutorial, I've actually shown you how to import the gradients into your Photoshop if you have in the desktop. And right now I've shown you how to make a gradient and how to save it as a gradient, so that you can use it in the future purpose for creating your own designs or gradients. So this is a very simple, straight tutorial. Hopefully you find this tutorial, this is the end result. I pretty much like the way the gradient is actually looking over here. And that's it for this tutorial, guys. Hopefully you find it useful. If you find this video useful, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you want more such tutorials? Any video requests are really welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll gonna see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye, guys.